So hello, my name is Mariyam, and I received my MBA at Kellogg School of Management. I did a one-year program, and before that I was also studying in the US at University of Michigan. I went to Ross School of Business for my Master of Accounting degree. So I'm professionally, I have 5 years of sell-side equity research experience in the emerging markets, covering natural resource stocks. And before my MBA, I was a banker doing investments in energy sector across Russia and Central Asia. So I went to Michigan 2 years after completing my undergraduate degree. At a business school, I was majoring in finance as well. So Michigan was a transition point for me to a career in equity research, because I felt like I needed more training and more academics driven in accounting, financial statement analysis, valuation and modeling. So Michigan program was a good fit for me. And after completing the Michigan program, I started taking CFA exams and was on that path. While the MBA program at Kellogg School of Management was another transition point for me in my both personal and professional life, as I wanted to launch my career more on a global scale, and MBA from a top tier school was a logical step at that point. So I was specifically looking for a one-year program, since I was already a very experienced and established finance professional at that point when I wanted to do my MBA. So one-year program at an M7 school was the only one offered was from Kellogg School of Management. So that was my first choice, and I applied to Kellogg. While the internship component, yes, it is very important to know before you are applying to schools and making your choice of a specific school or a program, that if you want to transition from different career or function, and MBA is a way for you to do that, then internship is crucial. Without an internship, it is virtually impossible to get into banking or consulting before you did something very different. So I would say that definitely go for a 2-year program if you are looking to change a career, if you're a career switcher, and if it is a situation more like mine, where you are not really changing functions or not changing industries, you are kind of staying in your comfort zone, but you want to change regions or companies, then I would say that the one-year program is a better fit for you. So the way it works is, yes, in theory, you can apply from your home country to, you can make thousands of applications and wait until someone gets back to you. But top tier recruiters, top tier companies, for them, the recruitment channel is out of MBA from the schools, from the target schools with which they have relationships. So if you want to accelerate the process and to launch your career somewhere else, like US or UK, I would advise you to go through the recruitment channel which MBA schools offer, because they have relationships with the companies, and it is a way for you to get your foot in the door, and after the interview, you can prove yourself and get a desired offer. So I think it is very important, and it increases your chances of getting into a company you want, into a top tier company, wherever it's banking, consulting, or tech company, or having MBA from a M7 school. So me, yes, my situation was unique. I applied only to Kellogg, and my other options were Cornell. They also have a one-year program. There is also INSEAD, which has a short program, but I wanted to apply to be at a US school because I wanted to recruit in the United States. And like Cornell, even though it's an Ivy League school, but MBA program, like it's stronger at the M7 schools. So that's why Kellogg was kind of like only my top school, and if I didn't get accepted, I was perfectly fine like continuing with my job as well. Well, I think it depends. I mean, every situation, every student, every profile is unique, and yes, I mean, all of us, we know perfectly well our strengths, our weaknesses, how sellable we are in the market. So I think if you have confidence in your ability to successfully land a job in the US or UK or wherever you are studying, I mean, you should totally go for it. But if you are not sure, and if your profile is not that attractive, and I would suggest to apply to as many schools as you can. Hope for a scholarship. Maybe you can get some scholarship or some other assistance, which will help alleviate you the debt burden. So in my situation, since this was a one-year program, the funding pool for scholarships is very, very small, and the demand for program is so high globally that I mean, it's much easier to get a funding for a 2-year program. So in my case, I didn't expect a scholarship, and I didn't get one, and it was in line with my expectations. So I think for me, I mean, the top 3 things were, first of all, my experience in the frontier, or emerging markets, that I already had, I assumed a managerial responsibility for 2 years before applying. So I was already head of equity research, managing a team of 5 analysts who worked both with local and foreign institutional clients. So that way, I mean, I have already proved myself as a person who can assume managerial and leadership positions. And I think, and the third thing is, which was also appealing, I think, was in my essays, my rationale for why I am doing MBA and what do I want to do after, because I tried to maximally connect it to what the school wants to see in its applicants. Well, I think Kellogg, as probably any MBA school, wants to see people who can think outside of the box, people who are not afraid to take risks, and people who can represent the Kellogg brand in the future, in the best way, and to be part of who can be good, great alumni of the school. So both professionally and also the cultural fit is very important. So especially for Kellogg, if you get accepted to Kellogg, you'll hear lots of conversations around the school's culture and how it's great, and team culture, and how it's supportive and collaborative. So I think this also has to flow through in your essays. For some of us, it was a surprise in a way that both banking and consulting are moving more to the model where it's the consultants and bankers are hired from the internship pool. So if you are looking into careers in top tier MBB or brackets, then definitely you should go for a 2-year program. That is number one. Number two surprise was for like experienced hires. I think especially international students, it is very important to realize that once you are past, like when you have like 10, maybe over 10 years of experience, it's very hard, I think, to apply and get offers for jobs which are like post-MBA entry-level jobs, like associate level, and whether it's a consulting or associate banker like level, because experienced hires, if you want to apply as an experienced hire, that route is even harder, especially when your own experience it was outside of US. So you have to really be aware of that, because the huge benefit of being at an school, being like at Kellogg or like other top tier MBA school, is access to on-campus recruitment, which your program gives you. Because in most of the cases for international students, who have received offers, I guess over 80%, maybe 90% of offers, they come through on-campus. So outside of campus, it's very, very hard you're like in a jungle. And once the on-campus recruitment season is over, that's usually like November, December, January to like end of January to June, you are on your own hunting for jobs and networking outside. Okay, so if you have any more questions, please create a profile on afriendabroad.com.